So today I will be talking about manga guidebooks and whether they are useful, what I think, maybe what you think, if I care to listen, whether the internet is more useful and whether it's worth spending money on these guidebooks. So we start with this the first book, which is the large book. It's actually 479 pages as a material to learn how to draw manga. I think 479 pages. Trying to lug that around. I mean, I can't even lift it. It's monstrous, absolutely monstrous. It's not great. However, it does have these sort of things, which are its perks. Double page spreads. You can't really get them in any other media. Unless you have a massive computer screen and someone draws the whole thing. This is quite useful. It does have an awful lot of text in this book though, because it's in 4 languages, so it kind of breaks it up, and this is annoying. And on the internet you wouldn't have to have this. You could just ask the deviant person. I'm talking about DeviantArt. So the artist you could ask about, and they could tell you whatever you needed to know. Another good thing I find in these books is generally the art is quite good. This is still the large book, and you get these really nice little tutorials sometimes. And this kind of thing is just saying how to colour or paint this kind of metallic look, and also these sort of reflections, which are small details but really improve people's art. They are somewhat vague, and this kind of stuff can be found on the internet, so it's trying to find the balance, really. These books also have their downside. I mean, obviously they're trying to target the largest audience, and I would say a very young person would be interested in this, but this is actually quite often in this book quite babyish art, and it's the same for quite a few of the books I'm looking at. So now we move on to the more advanced book, Manga. I got sent this by an editor, which was quite sweet of him. Oh, what a lovely man. Yeah, the art is obviously much more advanced. This, as you may recognise, is Pepper, one of a character made by Artgerm, who is on DeviantArt. So yeah, a lot of the art in this is incredibly good. However, a lot of the people are also on DeviantArt. I know I keep referring to DeviantArt, obviously it's the site that I know best, but it does say, it does say a lot. Also, this book is kind of weird, and so most of these books is another thing that I find weird. This is an introduction to this book, saying manga is undoubtedly one of the most popular and mimicked art forms. Basically, it's explaining what manga is, and for a book that is the ultimate guide to mastering digital painting techniques, this seems a bit advanced for someone to not even know what manga is. My other problem with this book is it seems that the better artists get, the more perverted they get then become, because these are almost all entirely male artists, and this book is filled with it speaks for itself, really. And is that a man? Yeah, Chester, more women. So lots of naughty women in this. No males. So if you want, if you want to learn how to draw males as well as these people, you're gonna have to find another book, really, because this book has absolutely no men apart from that guy and those guys. But then it's followed by that. So it's not really male orientated. So moving speedily on, the art of drawing and creating manga advanced techniques with a slightly impressive front cover. If it was not for the troll face that's there and the random glowing finger, I am going to go quickly through this one and through the next one. I'm kind of losing my 10 minutes of time. So if we just head straight in to here, we see the futuristic Janet Jackson. I thought initially it was Michael Jackson, but then I noticed the legs. And I think this is really weird. It looks really childish. I mentioned before that a lot of the art in these books look really childish, but this is really crazy. And if we go on to the next page, this guy, look how happy he looks. They're taking on this massive demon. I wouldn't be so happy, but he's got his glowing sugar puff, and he's really, oh, come get me, I will kill you. That's just kind of weird, really. Action. Yeah, so this book's not great. Finally, the last book, Draw Manga, with a weird kind of front cover. This book has got the weakest art, but has got the most tutorials, so it is probably the most helpful for a beginner. Sweatdrop Studios, I'm pretty sure that's British, and they're already calling themselves masters, apparently. I never knew that there was a masterful British manga artist, but apparently so. So let's have a look. So here, this is what I'm talking about. Some quite a lot more text really needed to explain what a pencil is or what a rubber is. But nonetheless, it's helpful. It's definitely helping beginners. It's also got very simple and very straightforward and very nice. It's sort of one style really. You can tell, like big eyes, the generic sort of manga look. It's quite helpful. You've also got all the eyes here and expressions. So to really, hair, clothes, anatomy, it really does help as a book, and it does help. The art isn't great, to be honest. I mean, compared to the book previously, not the previous one, the previous one. So that's a shame, but it's still really helpful. What I find most annoying about all these books is that they've got this step-by-step thing. I mentioned before with the girl with the metal arm, the little step-by-step tutorial, because those are really helpful to really help technique. But these kind of things, I can see how it can help anatomy and referencing, but the art's not that great, and really we want to be able to make our own art from our own imagination. And that happens from practicing, how to draw feet really well, and then legs, and then, all the little bits, and then by yourself putting it together. And you don't need this kind of book to be able to do that. So I just want to take a quick look at an alternative book that I think is even more helpful than the manga ones. If you're drawing humans, you want to know how to draw humans. And this is probably the most detailed you can ever get for drawing humans, and it's great. Manga often requires dynamic poses, and this just has everything you need. So if you have something like this, this is a perfect way of improving your understanding or comprehension of how to draw humans. So to conclude my video, basically I'm saying, I don't really think that these books are that worth it. The step-by-step things, I can see where they're trying to help, but, you can copy referencing, I mean, these things are, they're helpful, but by referencing, copying things, yes, that can help. But you can use that, you can use manga, you can use DeviantArt. I mean, for example, this, all the art is great, but all the art you can find on the internet, and you can find much more of it than this. This is 200 pages, it's £17, which is like $25, but a manga volume is 170 pages. It's £4, £7, anything between that, which is like $12. They're the best, artists in Japan, where manga is best, really. So, and also the manga volume has a story, so it's totally worth your money, even more so than any of this. And you don't need these things, I believe, to learn how to draw manga. I certainly haven't used these books very much. So please comment, tell me what you think. Thank you very much. Rival is going to sleep now.